Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Celebrating 20 years of progressive Black talk media. We're bringing joy and power to the people. This is WURD 900 AM and 96.1 FM, Philadelphia. Streaming online at wordradio.com and the WURD Radio app.
The views and opinions expressed by the guests, listeners, and hosts of any program on WURD Radio do not necessarily reflect those of the ownership, management, or advertisers of this station.
I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
All right, people, write something on the board. Let's spell it. First letter.
L. O.
What's that? What?
It's time. It's time to have real, honest, open, difficult, and inspiring conversations. It's time for Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello there, family. Hello and welcome. Welcome to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. Happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day. That is, here it is. Here it is. Here we are the day after. Congratulations once again to the newly elected Philadelphia mayor, Sherelle Parker. Ooh, y'all remember last night? I had myself muted, still trying to talk to y'all because I was so excited. In any event, to my fellow Scorpios, happy birthday to you, especially if you are celebrating today. And to that point, I am sending exceptional love and extra birthday wishes to our beloved Deanna Williams, that is, and to Walt Reeder Jr., as they are both celebrating today. And a happy belated birthday wish goes to Jazzy. I'm sorry I missed it, Jazzy, but you know I love you just the same. So, family, I have some housekeeping. I want to let you know about a few things. The first of which is the harvest. WURD Radio is sharing a harvest for the world. Now through December 31st, visit wordradio.com to find information on upcoming give back events in the Philadelphia area. If your organization is hosting free clothing giveaways, food drives, free workshops, community dinners, and more, please share the details using the form on our website. Visit wordradio.com/the harvest and look for the harvest banner. It's harvest time, family, and we're sharing information on those giving back to the community. The harvest is brought to you by Comcast, Pico, Keystone First, and the United Way. We are WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. The other thing that I want to put in your spirit is that I want to remind everybody, actually, that we need support from our community. Our Forward and Up campaign has an unprecedented goal for WURD Radio to recruit 2,000 members of the Forward movement. Now, I tell you this all the time, and you know it by now, but I believe in WURD. And because you are listening, I happen to know that you do too. So, if you are not already a member of the Forward movement, well, now is the time. Go to wordradio.com and click on membership. It's right there at the top of the page. Help us to reach our goal of 2,000 members in our 20th year of Black Talk Media. Well, family, I've got something else to share with you. How about that? How about that? We have a ticket giveaway tonight. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. The Lantern Theater presents the play titled Crumbs from the Table of Joy on Friday, November 10th at 8 p.m., playing at St. Stephen's Theater, which is located at 923 Ludlow Street in Center City. Crumbs from the Table of Joy follows the Crumb family and their two daughters who are on the cusp of adulthood and are chafing at their father's religious strictures. Their big dreams for the future are encouraged by their lively and fearless Aunt Lily. Oh, that sounds like fun. Written by two-time Pulitzer Prize winner Lynn Nottage, this play gently reveals the funny and touching struggles of a family trying to make a fresh start in a strange world full of temptations and surprises. Oof. So, family, listen to this. We are giving away a pair of tickets to the first caller to dial 215-634-8065. You cannot win, however, if you've won a prize from us in the past 30 days. I'm sorry. Proof of vaccination is no longer required and masking is optional, but both are strongly recommended. Family, that's the Lantern Theater's Crumbs from the Table of Joy on Friday, November 10th at 8 p.m. at St. Stephen's Theater, located at 923 Ludlow Street. So, family, now, for the remainder of you, you know what it is. You know what time it is. You know what I like to do before we get into anything, before you meet our exciting guests. I like to do what I call a check-in or a roll call. So if you are joining us by way of socials, well, let us know. Let us know that you are out there by sharing a comment and sending us some love. And I will do my best to read it on the air. Or you can always give us a call to share love. Now, you know, I'm encouraging you to win these tickets because I can't go to the play, but I want you to see it. So you can call to share some love with us by dialing 215-634-8065, or you can even call us toll free at 1-866-361-0900. That's if you'd like to share some love with us verbally. You know, Nick and I are always happy to have you join us. I tell y'all that all the time because it's true. That's why. So lastly, but most certainly not least, for any of our family members whose light is shining even just a little bit dimly today, if your heart is heavy or if you just need an extra pick-me-up, just know that I am sending you all the extra love and hugs that you can handle. You hear me? That's on behalf of your entire tribe and village right here at Love and Life, because you need to know that you are not alone. You are so not alone. I'm talking to you. You are not alone. You are not alone. All right, family, before you meet our interesting guest in this hour, I just want to acknowledge some of our family members that are checking in. Brother Nasir is checking in. Hi there. He's sending peace and blessings. Always happy to see you, Brother Nasir. Will I see you on Friday? Will you be there at the event? I hope so. I hope so. Willie. Hi, Willie. Oh, my goodness. See that? Nasir's family. Willie is family. Oh, my family is here. I love it. I love it. Willie is here joining the show as well. Judith, hi there, beautiful. She said, hi, Chrissy Watts. I know that's right. All the best. I know that's right. I love it. See, that's love right there. Zen, hi there, Zen. Yeah, my day went well. It was pretty productive, so I'm proud of that. So happy to have you join us as well. And Harry, hey there, Harry, joining us early tonight. Happy to see you and have you join us as well. And he sends congratulations to Mayor-elect Sherelle Parker. I love it. I love it. Tanya Respis says that she is sharing love. Oh, you are amazing, Chrissy. I know that's for you. You got all this love. You got all this love. Hi, Tanya. So happy to have you join us too, beautiful. And Nicole, hi, beautiful. She shares that she is happy to be here. She is checking in from Burbank. Well, family, all right, let's get started. Let's get started. Okay, the first guest for this evening is a North Philly native. Hey, North Philly. She is the creator of Philly Experiences, which is an emerging touring company that is geared toward breaking the bounds of traditional, commercial, and flat out boring walking tours in the city of Philadelphia. Family, I invite you to the conversation with none other than Chrissy Watts. Hey there, beautiful.
Hello. Hi. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure.
Introduction was perfect.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Hey, North Philly. I like that. I like that.
Right. North for the F. Gotta say it
Okay.
right.
That's right. That's right. Oh, I have to laugh every time I see it. It's always been funny to me because I'm from South Philly. So, growing up, it's always SPZ in North Philly, like we're
Right.
warring or something. Like we don't come from the same. Listen. Hey, Mama. So happy to have you join us. Happy to have you here. And I want to hear all about Philly experiences. So I know that you're from North Philly. Can you tell us a little more about you, please?
Yes, I am at least third generation North Philly born and bred. And I found out a little bit about my family history not too long ago. Like my grandmother's no longer with us, but the skeletons are falling out the closet when it comes to the Watts family. And I was your shy, awkward, quiet child. I was the third child, my mom, Patricia, and just born and raised in North Philly, honor roll student, just normal. And here I am 30 plus years later, being a storyteller, curating events that amplifies Black joy, Black survival, Black history, culture. The reason why I brought up my grandmother is because she's always very nosy and critical, but not a solutionist. And I was the type that I would fix the VCR when the tape got stuck.
Okay.
And I feel like that's all I'm doing now to Philadelphia. I'm fixing the VCR because the tape of gentrification is stuck. And we need to tell our stories and not allow our culture and our history to be washed away. So I just been called to do so via interesting, non-traditional tourism. It's probably the best way I can put it.
I love it. It sounds even more interesting to me. Like I said, I can't wait to hear all about it.
Yes.
I just can't. Well, I love that you said your grandmother, you said she was nosy, but she wasn't a solutionist.
Yes.
But you know what? It helped, right? It contributed to your expertise because it helped to shape you, right? I would say.
I'm just as, I now call it curious, the other side of nosy. I'm just as curious. I ask more questions. I'm in everybody's business, good and bad. And it is what made me who I am today. So yeah, she did factor into that.
Chrissy, we call that research. Okay, we don't call that nosy. That's called research. Okay, now we've got to change our perspectives.
Yeah, but you can't hoard it, and that's what she did. I'm with it. She was hoarding it.
So yours is research. Okay, we got that right.
Research and resolution. Yes.
Oh, I love that. Okay. Philly experiences. I loved what you shared and what I was able to share with our family members, that your touring company is different from other touring companies in the city. How so?
Because it didn't start off as one. A quick backstory. I am a huge fan of platforms that allow the people to speak on what they buy and sell, right? So if it comes from Turo, Amazon, where you get to leave reviews, and Airbnb. So my sister, Selena, whose birthday is today, so shout out to her.
Happy birthday, Selena.
Is that right? She's who I owe all of this to, because she is also a researcher, but she shares the information. So she shared the Airbnb platform with me many years ago. And I was always curious whether or not I would be successful owning a bed and breakfast. So I moved out of her house to find an Airbnb to host. And on their platform, the other side of hosting in your home is experiences. But experiences weren't introduced to Philadelphia during the time that I was on the platform. So I actually reached out to Airbnb and asked them, like, why not? This is the 5th/6th, depending on data, largest city. Why doesn't anyone put respect on Philly? Well, thankfully, we won the Super Bowl 2018. Suddenly, everybody was excited to come here to see what's going on. And so the brand started at the perfect time. While I was on that platform, I noticed where they weren't in support of the host. And someone just commented one day while I was complaining about the issues I was having with Airbnb experiences and just said, well, why not start your own? And that sounded insane to me. But a few months later, it technically started.
Wow. So before we move forward, because I have one specific question about Philly experiences. I do want to share some of this love that you are receiving. Harry shares, "Hey Chrissy, what's up?" He said, "Chrissy Watts of North." And he also shares, "Happy birthday, little sis." So Selena is getting some love too. I love it. I love it. Malcolm is joining us. Oh, oopsie, big sis.
Yeah,
all right.
It's fine.
We all assumed she was your little sister. I did too.
Right.
Malcolm is sharing some love from West Mount Airy. Hey there, Malcolm. So happy to have you join us. And he shares that he's a Philly Yorker. He's a native New Yorker, but he was raised in West Philly. So good evening, Chrissy.
I love that.
And he also shares, "Happy birthday to your sister. Happy birthday." So Judith, I love Judith. I don't know if she's your PR person, but I love her. Okay. She shares tourism in all caps is $1 billion business. Chrissy Watts is the real deal. Yes. And she shares North to the world. I love it.
Yes.
You need to hire her for PR. Okay.
Yes. I just met Judith at a tourism symposium. I want to say earlier this year. And of course, being in the room, 5 years after starting the brand in 2018, walking into this room, it was exactly how I expected. Older, white people in their 70s, 80s that's out here telling their version of history. And there were less than 5 people that was my shade in the room. And Miss Judith was one of them. So of course we connected. And I think it was 2 men. And then everyone else were speakers from throughout the city. And I also had a chance to meet Angela Val of Visit Philly, which was really, really dope. So yes, me and Miss Judith connected, and we are the same. We are literally the same person. And the fact that we're both from North Philly makes it even better.
Well, how about I love the fact that you said, look, there was less than a handful of us in the room and you connected, because that's a blessing in and of itself. We don't always connect with one another. We're not always supportive. And it sounds like you two are 2 peas in a pod. So I so salute the 2 of you for that. I so salute you. Miss Judith, I salute you. And Chrissy, I salute you. I want, if you could share with us, because I jumped right in. Can you tell our family members what exactly is Philly Experiences?
I know the name is so broad, and I've been questioned about the brand and naming it Philly Experiences. It was just the first thing I could think of because I was already on the platform Airbnb Experiences. So I'm like, why not niche it to our city, not call it Philadelphia, because locals call it Philly, just like we shorten everything else. And it's a brand that started off with a bar crawl. So it started in North Philly / Logan, just uptown area, was eventually called Cheesesteak and Trap Music Bar Crawl in 2018. The idea was, let's see if I can get visitors coming to this city to spend Black, eat Black, turn up Black, and just get some of these tourist dollars to the hood where I live. So I took them to places that I was already going to almost every weekend, probably, as a single female in the city, and never had a problem. I've been partying since 923 /wild /dances / whatever the name of those clubs were back in the day. And I've not had the issues that are always blasted on the news. Like, this city is so problematic, it's so dangerous. I'm one of the people, my lived experiences, that is not my reality. Always went out, always had a great time. And actually nightlife, I contribute nightlife in this city to saving my life, because that's where I saw consistently every week happy Black people. And I'm talking about Palmer's, Transit, Chrome.
Yes.
Shampoo.
Wow.
Okay.
Yes, you listen. I'm familiar with all of those names. Wait, I want to
Right.
stop you for one moment because we have to take just a short break. But I definitely want to hear all about the cheesesteak and trap crawl with the bar crawl. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Family,
Exactly.
listen. If you have just joined us, you are tuned in to Love and Life right here on WURD. We're talking with Chrissy Watts. That is of Philly Experiences. And when we come back, we're going to find out exactly what Philly Experiences is all about. So stay with us because we will be right back.
WURD Radio celebrates its 20th anniversary on Friday, November 10th. It's an evening of Black excellence and elegance at the beautiful Fiddler Club in downtown Philadelphia. Listen to this. If you don't already have your ticket, it might be too late. Tickets are sold out, but I hear there's a waiting list. For more details, stay tuned. If you have your ticket, then we look forward to seeing you this Friday, November 10th. Our 20th anniversary celebration is brought to you by Thomas Jefferson University Health, Tucker Law Group, Wells Fargo, Keystone First, Mainline Health, Penn Medicine, the Pennsylvania Lottery, Community College of Philadelphia, and the Independence Media Foundation.
For more than a decade, Comcast has been committed to bridging the digital divide in Philadelphia and across the country. From connecting people to the internet to opening doors for the next generation of innovators, entrepreneurs, and storytellers, they are helping to create a future that benefits generations to come. Now, Comcast is expanding their efforts through Project Up, their comprehensive initiative to help build a future of unlimited possibilities. Backed by a $1 billion commitment to reach tens of millions of people over the next decade, Comcast is working to ensure all Philadelphians have the skills, resources, and opportunities they need to participate and excel in an increasingly digital world. This includes partnering with community experts to build a network of digital navigators, trusted individuals who help build awareness around initiatives like the government's Affordable Connectivity Program, and teach critical digital skills to get more people online. Project Up, building a future of unlimited possibilities. Learn more at comcast.com/Project Up. Through Project Up, Comcast is committing $1 billion to build a future of unlimited possibilities.
After my wife died, I felt like I lost everything, including my love of fishing. But one day, my granddaughter called, and I realized I still had a lot to look forward to. I got referred to a psychiatrist who explained depression can happen to anyone. Getting help doesn't make me weak. It makes me stronger. I just wish it made me better at fishing.
Mental health care is working for Diego. See what it can do for you at mentalhealthcareworks.org. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
And now,
In the midst of challenging times, our Black spaces, our voices, and our stories are under attack. Our goal? To reach 2,000 members by the end of the year. We need your support now more than ever. WURD Radio has been your trusted source for Black talk media for 20 years, and we want to continue making history for another 20. This is urgent, and the time to act is now. Help us move forward and up to reach our goal. Visit wordradio.com and join the movement. Let's stand together. Let's make a difference. Go to wordradio.com and become a member today.
This is your celebration.
Keith Henderson. I am the manager of technical operations for Pico's workforce development team. Wishing WURD a happy 20th anniversary.
I'm Trish Downey, and I am the Senior Director of External Communications at Hopeful, HOPEPHL.org. And we just want to wish WURD a happy 20th anniversary.
Hi, my name is Jim Olmsted. I'm the Vice President of Sales for Jefferson Health Plans. We're here in Philadelphia in the community. Love to wish WURD a happy 20th anniversary.
Hello, my name is Eric Kendall. I want to wish WURD, the WURD family, a happy anniversary, happy birthday. God bless you. Keep doing what you're doing. We need you and we love you.
We're celebrating 20 years of progressive Black talk media. You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick. I am talking with Chrissy Watts, and she's talking with us about Philly experiences. I do want to share. Judith shares that Chrissy is the truth. Okay. That's the point blank period. And Harry, you are a mess. Harry shares, I loved the Palmer Social Club. I was up and down those steps all night. Harry.
Yep.
Harry is a mess. And Judith shares nightlife is important, which it is. It really is. It really is. So, Chrissy, before the break, I was asking you if you could give us a breakdown and share with us about Philly experiences. So, what is it exactly?
Yes. Yeah, I was mentioning how it was a happy accident. Just starting with one idea that I pitched to Airbnb experiences side once they opened the opportunity to do so. And so I started with something that I knew. Been a photographer, freelance, 15 plus years. I was already a storyteller, didn't realize that it was just me evolving as a storyteller and getting from behind the camera and being in front of an audience, an intimate group of people. But this bar crawl, which ended up being successful in many ways, like my reviews were amazing. The bars that I took people to, benefited because they got tourism dollars. I didn't know we were in the billions at that time. I did research later. And I was just building a community and connecting the dots between visitors and locals and visitors. Because as we know, this city, from my experience, is pretty much bandwagon. We have to see someone else's excitement for us to get excited. And so being able to bring outsiders who were in awe of places like Max's, right? And Kevin Hart's mural, or knowing that Creed was shot there, and just seeing the people that's outside selling hot dogs and selling oils. Like, that's an eye-opener to them, something that we see every day and no big deal. People are craving in other places. So this majority Black city needs a majority Black tourism brand that connects the dollars to the businesses and the locals to the culture and the visitors to everything else. We deserve this.
As you're saying this, and I'm thinking, I don't even know where Kevin Hart's mural is. Okay. I think listen, I mean, I could benefit, like you say, even the locals, I could benefit.
Yes.
I know you say, even though we know it's here, we know these things are here. I did not know that one. And I'm sure there are plenty of other treasures that we have as well, of which I'm unaware. So kudos to you. Kudos to you. So you said, okay, I'm still tossing around the cheesesteak and trap music. It's a bar crawl. I was like, what? My Lord, I don't even know if I've ever been in a bar in the city of Philadelphia, but that just sounds like fun. It just sounds interesting to me. The cheesesteak and trap music. It just sounds like fun.
And it's coming back. So, of course, the pandemic shut a lot of things down. Some of the bars didn't make it. They lost their staff. They couldn't bring back the waiters. But my idea, even when I started it, was to always turn it into a party bus. That way I have full control over transportation, how we get around. And we have more access to the entire city. So I have not been able to host cheesesteak and trap music bar crawl since the day before the world shut down. That was literally our last one. The next day, it was like done. And so I have to continue the idea that started the brand 5 years ago. So it's coming back 2.0. You can just sign up on our email list to get the word when the tickets drop, when it's going to happen. Everyone that I support intentionally are Black and local, Black and new here, Black and whatever, but Black. So if it's a bar, is Black. If it's wine, I can get is local Black owned vendors. It's the party bus company is Black owned. So my intentionality is to make sure everything full circle is Black. So we keep the dollars in our community.
Okay, so how do we get on the email list, Chrissy? How do we get on the email list?
So as you go to phillyexperiences.com, an annoying pop-up pops up right away, welcoming you on there. But this one is worth it. So
it's for those of us who need it. Okay.
Exactly. Right. So you don't have to go digging around. It pops up right away. And if you don't want it, you can bypass it. So just sign up for the email list. You're good. Follow me on Philly Experiences on Instagram. You'll get the second notification. It'll be out there.
I love that. Family, did y'all hear that? phillyexperiences.com is where you can go. So now I'm curious to know, so do you customize experiences, or do you have packages that are that you've put together already that we sign up for, or how does it work?
Yes.
How does it work?
Yes. So the whole concept of Philly Experiences as it stands today is I curate from a local perspective to attract both locals and visitors. And that part is growing, the local side, which I'm really happy about. And just to connect you to culture, however I see fit. The theme of most of my walking tours that I'm hosting now is the murals in the city. And I'm intentionally finding the murals that feature us, locals, Black faces. And a double intentionality is to find those that are actually done by local Black artists. So my first walking tour, which came a year after the Trap Music Bar Crawl, was Murals and Murals Hood Tour. And that's the tour that got people's attention because I intentionally used the word hood, right? And because it's so controversial, and I wanted to change the narrative of what that looked like, especially through the lens of gentrification. What makes something hood? If it's related to Blackness, Black culture, Black people, how many of us have to move out of said hood before it's now being called Northern Liberties, Brewery Town, and all these other names that are popping up, University City.
Before it's no longer called the hood, but it's called neighborhood. It becomes a neighborhood. It's no longer the hood, but it's now a neighborhood.
And so it's the gentrification, it's the systemic issues that I discuss on the tours that remove the neighbors, right? The government made it the hood because they profit from that. So that tour covers that. And I intentionally welcome guests, especially visitors, to actually use public transportation. So there's a sustainability I guess point that goes with it, right? Because we don't have to Uber and Lyft everywhere. There's too much traffic here. So I was trying to combat that too. Every single New Yorker that moves here does not have to bring their car. Get on the bus, right? This is pre-pandemic. This is 2019. And that was my favorite part for guests. So we met around City Hall. We jumped on the L. So I introduced SEPTA to them. I introduced the SEPTA machine. I'm still waiting for SEPTA sponsorship. So I hope SEPTA's listening. And I take them to 52nd Street and I talk about the culture over there, the history, the music. All of my tours are all inclusive. If there's something to include that's local and Black, I try to do so. And so we stop at Brown Sugar Bakery. We stop at ACAF. We talk about the history behind the theater that's over there. We stop at the Poppy store so they can get a water ice and a soft pretzel, right? Like I tell them what a Poppy store is. I have to explain to them what water ice is, right? And I like watching their face light up on something that's so near and dear and nostalgic for me that we still have in the city. So that tour became really popular. I started to get connected to nonprofits like Urban League, Haverford College. That tour became a part of their curriculum. Their students had to take a custom version of that tour. And my newest tour, Black Be Beautiful, is a shorter, non-SEPTA involved version of that of tourism that also Haverford College students take as a part of their curriculum. So it's like the brand is growing in ways and attracting so many different opportunities, I would say. So it's walking tours, it's community events. I've added free events. Like I just want people to come out, connect, meet your neighbor, meet a friend, change your life.
You know, as I'm listening to you, how about that? But you know what? The simplicity of it, I think, is what makes it so inviting to me. But of course, I didn't think of it. But from where did your inspiration come? Like, it just seems and sounds so simple, you know, and it sounds so inviting as I'm listening to you say it. I'm thinking, oh, yeah, sounds like fun. Like that's it. But I didn't think to do any of this. So I'm curious to know what inspired you. From where did your inspiration come to you know, this brainchild? From where did the inspiration come for this brainchild?
Initially, I just wanted to test an idea secretly, right? Like, like I mentioned, of wanting to see if anybody on this platform, if the ideal target market of Airbnb was people willing to stay in someone's home. Why wouldn't they be willing to explore that same someone's neighborhood? So because I got guests to stay in my apartment in Germantown, which is 20 minutes from downtown, no traffic, right? But 20 minutes outside of any major tourism hub seems like, right, another country.
To some people it does.
Some people really think Center City is just Philly and everything else is the suburbs. And we're just like, it does. I've heard non-Black people say that in Center City.
Wow.
More than one time, and it cracks me up. So my idea was like, okay, that works. My home became really popular on there, and I was sold out all the time. And what I didn't expect, which I shouldn't be surprised, is what my guests who stayed in my home taught me about my city, what they became excited about. They were staying in my home to go audition at the circus school nearby. They were flying in, right? They were here for the Harry Potter Festival. They were here because they were doing research at Penn. And they just wanted to stay somewhere where there was free parking, right? Anywhere outside of downtown Philly, you can find free parking and explore the neighborhood and hang out and walk. And so they got me excited. I knew I was close to a lot of things. I was intentional about looking for a place that felt right. And as soon as I saw my home, I'm still in now. So I'm still here. It worked out. So because that worked, I said, well, I can't just do all nightlife. What can I do during the day? And it's been nagging me of like, I don't think locals anywhere, not even Philly, just anywhere I've been, don't have a chance to speak honestly about how they feel about what's happening in their neighborhood and what's happening in their city. So Morals and Murals Hood Tour came about because I said, well, what happens if I tell my story? That's the only one I know. Instead of me researching and digging into people significant to the neighborhood, why not be the living example so they can ask me now, right? While I'm here to have a face to someone who has suffered, who was silenced, and now who is attempting to heal and thrive in this city, and they can watch the brand grow by doing so. And so I really had very uncomfortable conversations around trauma during that tour. I'm talking about 3 hours of talking about everything that's happened to me, growing up in my family, at the church. It just didn't matter. Like whatever happened, I named name too. So it was healing for me. I named everyone during this tour. And now it's a little bit more lighthearted, but we still have the uncomfortable conversation. So even before BLM and George Floyd and Walter Wallace, I was attracting non-Black people who had questions and wanted a safe space to ask them. And I warned them before they got to me, but be prepared for the answer. This tour includes language that you wouldn't get on a traditional tour. It's very honest. And it's not even just me, the one that's using cuss words. They may need to because they're so frustrated. This tour used to include Kensington and Somerset. Okay? I took them there intentionally. And all these years, this tour is still happening, is much more limited now. We've never had a problem because the whole tour highlights the community.
Can I tell you, when you just said that, you said you took them around Kensington and all that, like that. So I wasn't as familiar with what was going on. You hear, but unless and until you kind of see it for yourself, you don't really feel the impact of it, because it feels far away. When someone talks about it, it just feels far away. And I had the experience myself of going through the neighborhood, and I had to go through that neighborhood, that particular neighborhood, repeatedly for about a few months. It was about 3 months. Every day I was going through that neighborhood. I had no idea. I had no idea.
Yeah, they won't report on the news. And it's the gentrification of what is now Northern Liberties that pushed that problem into this concentrated area to reduce the property value so that the non-Black people can snatch up those homes, which they're doing. They're opening up
they have done
restaurants. I'm watching them open up bars in the middle of this opioid crisis and just whatever many different means of escaping that the people there are struggling with. So that's why I was intentional about it. So this tour went from the L to 52nd Street, down 52nd Street, over Girard Avenue and the 15. And that's because I wanted to include all of SEPTA, so sub, bus, trolley. Then we hit and because they were already with me for 2 hours at that point and they trust me and they're all in, when we got off I said, this is where we need to stop and have a conversation before we walk down the steps. And I would warn them about what
I haven't even done a tour.
Right.
I'm all in and I haven't even done a tour. Listen, Chrissy. Okay, hold the phone. Family, listen. We are talking with Chrissy Watts and she is telling us all about Philly experiences. Now, y'all know I'm going on the website because I'm going to sign up. I don't know what tours that you have available or what's coming up, but I promise you that I am going on at least one. But what we're going to do right now is take a commercial break. You hear me? But when we come back, we're going to continue the conversation with Chrissy Watts. So stay with us because we are coming right back.
Hey, girl, what are you doing here? Aren't you going to be late for work?
Yeah, girl, I had to get my coffee and my lottery tickets.
You still play the lottery? You think you're going to win?
Says who? There's always a chance. Besides, even if I don't win, I'm helping out older Pennsylvanians in my community with each lottery ticket I buy.
How so?
Well, the PA lottery was started as a way to fund programs for seniors in our state. They've contributed over $30 billion to many programs.
30 billion with a B?
Yes, billion. The money goes to programs for property tax and rent rebates, free or reduced rides, low-cost prescriptions, home care services, and more.
I had no idea.
Yep, the PA lottery is the only state lottery whose proceeds benefit older citizens.
You know what? I think I'll get a few lottery tickets too.
There you go. Could you give me a coffee while you're at it?
Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Problem gambling, helpline 1-800-GAMBLER.
The job search can be a difficult and frustrating process. WURD's Livelihood Initiative was designed to help you find the right opportunity for your next professional move. Check out the recent openings posted on the Livelihood Job Board at wordworks.com. The Wagner Institute of Science is hiring a science outreach educator. The Bicycle Coalition of Greater Philadelphia is hiring both a director of finance and operations and an executive director. For more information on these jobs and others, go to wordworks.com and learn more about the Livelihood Initiative. Brought to you by WURD Radio, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor.
Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
Well, hey there, Philly. Welcome back. Well, not just Philly. Look at that. Look at that. See, I'm all stuck on Philly experiences. You can tell what I was doing. Hey there, family. All right, Lord, help me, y'all. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly. Carol Riddick. We are joined by Chrissy Watts of Philly Experiences. Okay. And I must share, I was on the website during the commercial break. So I'm stuck. And I'm stuck. Okay. I'm like, hey there, Philly. No, come back. Come back. Come back. But I do want to share, it's Judith. Judith shares, it is off the beaten path that your creativity is. You have such creative staging. And she shares that you are very intentional, Black focused, the best marketing.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. And Harry shares, I want to do the trap, John. Harry,
Sign up on
you
the
are
website.
so funny.
Sign up for the
You
new-
are so funny. Okay. And Judith shares that tour guide training is available north to the world. I love it. We're looking to connect. I love that. If you're interested, just reach out, she shares. And Eric shares, just Rick, that is. He's sending love, 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 love. But he also loves how you single-handedly took the word hood and gave it a new interest with your own drive and personality. Disney magic. Well done, he shares.
Thank you.
Well done. Miss Lily is joining us as well. Hi there, Miss Lily. And Malcolm shares the times that I've been in Kensington recently. It was in and out. Exactly. I wasted no time getting out of there. He shares, man, it was horrific. Yes. 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 And he likes your programming. I love that. So I looked at the website. So that's where I'm going to tell you, family, I was stuck because I had just put the little digital guide in my cart. And I couldn't get out of it. I couldn't get it out fast enough. So I said, so I'm going to go back so I can complete my purchase. There's a digital guide for $7 and I want that. But I did see there are different tours. There's the health and healing, the mural arts tour.
Yeah.
Yes, there are different tours. I so appreciate that. And Judith is right. Your creativity. I mean, I love how you're putting these things together. And family, so I was putting what I put in my cart is a digital guide that includes their favorite 30 plus Black businesses, including where to stay, Black art, money saving Philly hacks, and discount codes. I love it. But not what? I said, oh, I want it. So I'm excited to have you here because I had no idea. And here we are right in our backyard, right? But that's why we're here. That's why we do this. That is exactly why we do this. So one question I do have for you is, why is it important to you to showcase Black culture to tourists?
Because something that I did not know living here is how powerful Blackness has been since it arrived, or I would say, I would just say arrived. And I will say, because this city is still majority Black, yet lacks the most representation, I felt pulled to do something, right? I cannot stand cliches, but I am one, right? Be the change you want to see, change the narrative. And I'm doing all of that. Actually doing it though, right? And not just doing it. So I'm taking the concept of my grandmother's nosiness and I'm like, well, how can I apply my obsession with solutions? There's a solution to everything. I really believe in that. And so this is what has grew in the last, especially 3 years, since we had so much time to sit down and see how the world was operating and what was needed on the other side. And we represent the least number of businesses in this city. And so if I don't do anything else, rerouting some of the $5 to $7 billion that this city generates every year in tourism, if I could just get 1%, it would change the landscape of the Blackness that's here in this city. With the programming, the amount of people I can hire, there's nothing happening in Center City that I can duplicate, which is why I now have 3 walking tours. A 2-hour one, Black Be Beautiful, the 3-hour Murals and Murals, and the latest, that's everyone's favorite, is Uptown Soul and Food Tour. Right? Why can't we do anything that's happening downtown? And there's another one coming in the spring that you'll be really excited about. So yeah, I've just been testing ideas and reimagining Philadelphia to include its Black people, reimagining Philadelphia to embrace the culture that's here, the flavor that we have provided to the city that makes it so exciting. Our sports teams that's majority Black, all that money needs to be rerouted to us. And so I talk solutions throughout all my tours. I amplify the beauty of Blackness. And I've just been called to do it. I went from storytelling behind the camera to bravely getting to the other side of it with a lot of healing. And here I am. I'm excited. I love talking to people. I've grown a lot of empathy, and it just shows in everything that I curate. So I'm excited to see who it attracts.
Well, it sounds like you're the better for it, but it definitely sounds like we are the better for your healing process since it brought you here. It brought you to this. Eric shares that he hopes that SEPTA gets wind of this. You hear this, SEPTA? He shares
Okay.
the community and tourists would love SEPTA sponsorship. And indeed, absolutely. Listen, absolutely. They better not miss out on this opportunity.
Right. Like I just landed my first large sponsorship, and that's Mural Arts. That's what you saw on the website. I just
Yes.
wrapped up my last Mural Arts sponsored tour yesterday. The time is flying. I had something not so great happen within my family. So I dedicated the tour to my daughter who just had, she was in a car accident. And so I was able to dedicate the tour to her. Yeah. So she's struggling. She's paralyzed from the waist down. And so,
Jesus Christ.
right. So being able to tie the two and the fact that she can't walk and she is someone who I always wanted to co-host these experiences with me. She's 27, so she's old enough to do the track music, bar crawl, to do whatever, right? Like I want to be able to hand this to her and my youngest, and just provide for the people in the community, like well-paying jobs. But the fact that she currently can't walk makes these walking tours even more important going forward. So yeah, yesterday's tours was the last one sponsored by Mural Arts. So I'm definitely looking for more community sponsors.
Chrissy, I'm going to keep you and your family in prayer.
Thank you.
And God bless you that she is, we're grateful that she is still here. She is still here. She is still here. So thank you, God, for that. So the one last question I have for you is what is the main thing that you want your clients to take away from the Philly Experiences tours?
In tourism in general, what I hope spreads is what I'm doing with Philly Experiences become the blueprint for tourism going forward is actually being intentional about supporting the locals and the majority out loud. So whether you're in traditional tourism places, right? Like Cancun, and you get a chance to get outside the resort. How can you safely do so and connect with locals in a way you would never imagined, right? Like in my living room, I used to host a game night. Like I just welcomed people in, and in 5 years, never had a safety issue. I feel like I speak in a way that I'm going to connect who I'm supposed to influence. And all of my tours have done so, and it ranges all over the place, right? So some are fun, some are more educational, some are hood. They're all hood. I'm a huge hood advocate. They're all hood.
The word, listen, hood is just neighborhood with flavor. That's all it is.
It's just
A little
short
neighborhood with flavor. Yeah, it's just neighborhood with just flavor. That's all it is. Just flavor. That's all it is.
Yes.
There's flavor in every neighborhood. So there you go. There's some flavor.
The goal is influence tourism worldwide and community events worldwide to just look different, feel different, and tap into all 5 senses, right? Just tap into all emotions as well. Tourism doesn't have to just be how you escape from your life and you go somewhere and be happy for 5 days and then come back be miserable. How do you see your own city as the same place that you visit? How do you get excited about your backyard? Why do we keep running from Philly while invading and disrupting someone else's neighborhood and culture without unpacking why we left, right?
Oh,
So if
love
we can just
that.
do that, I know a lot of people are just like, forget Philly, I'm out of here. Well, you're going to someone else's city where they don't want you either. So if you're struggling with people coming here, how do we have better relationships and better conversation, honest conversations and safe spaces to do that? So I hope that what happens, no matter who is listening, that thinking about getting in tourism, is in tourism, any area, hospitality, how can we have different conversations with this large audience that we're in front of that's bringing in and generating so much money and so many jobs in this city and other major tourist attractions?
Chrissy, I can't thank you enough. I have so enjoyed our conversation and your visit with us. It just went by so quickly. And I'm sorry that we have to let you go, but family, phillyexperiences.com. I went onto the website. I urge you to do the same. And Chrissy, will you come back to visit with us again sometime
Please,
soon?
this is my first
I would
radio
love
interview.
that. I would love that. Oh, I hope it was fun. I hope it was fun.
Yes, grab a guide and check me out. Yes.
You listen, you already know I am. I told you it's in my cart right now. I got my little digital guide. I'm going to book a tour too. All right. Thank you. We will see you next time, family. Listen, the phone lines are still open and feel free to continue to comment on our socials. When we come back, we've got another interesting guest for you. So stay with us because we're coming right back.
It's the WURD Hot 60. Hot 60. Here's the hottest 60 seconds you missed this week on Reality Check.
And when you think about it, Karen, we have tethered ourselves to these electronic devices. Now, you and I both grew up in a time where we didn't have a phone, we didn't have a computer. So we were kind of the secondary folks who became tethered, whereas we have our kids, our grandkids that have never known anything but being attached to an electronic device. And we're seeing how that's impacting their mental health and how that is impacting their ability to maneuver the world and to interact with other people. I know when I come out of my house, if I don't have my phone, I'm panicked because I feel like I can't do this. I can't pay for that. I got payment apps on my phone. I don't know how I'm going to find this. How am I going to call that? What happens if, I lose it and I got to get some? I mean, it's so many things. But when you really think about being tethered to technology, how do we work with that and still be able to lead less anxious lives?
And that's your hottest 60 seconds this week from Reality Check on WURD Progressive Black Talk Media.
Word Radio Digital Tip of the Month is brought to you by Comcast.
If you've ever used the internet at all, some of your personal information is out there floating around on the web. Depending on what you do online and the websites you visit, companies can store and sell your data over and over again. But a new app called Permission Slip might be able to help you get some of your privacy back. Permission Slip was developed by the nonprofit watchdog organization Consumer Reports and promises to help you see how much of your personal data companies collect and then act on your behalf to get it back. Once you know what data a company is collecting on you, the app will help you file a request to that company asking it to stop selling your personal info. You can also ask the company to delete your account and any data associated with it as well. And the best part about it, it's free to use for iPhone and Android users. So if you're feeling like your privacy is at risk online, use Permission Slip to take back control of your data. Stay tuned to WURD for more tips and stay connected with us at wordradio.com.
Hi, this is Council President Darrell Clark. Are you interested in purchasing a home in Philadelphia? The Turn the Key initiative may be able to help. Turn the Key is building 1,000 new affordable homes across the city for first-time home buyers to purchase. Most homes will have 3 bedrooms and a market value of up to $280,000. Turn the Key subsidizes these mortgages, bringing the cost to as low as $200,000 for participants. So to qualify, you must be a first-time home buyer, complete home ownership counseling, and meet the program's income requirements. To find out more about the Turn the Key initiative, please visit www.phdcphila.org.
Tailgating season is here. Keep things sizzling all season long with Dietz & Watson. Fire up the grill with perfectly smoked premium franks and sausages, or enjoy endless sandwich combos with fresh sliced meats and cheeses in a variety of bold flavors. There's something for everyone in the family. Plus, plenty of protein-packed snacks. Head to DietzandWatson.com to find a ShopRite store near you. Dietz & Watson. It's a family thing. Premium meats and artisan cheeses since 1939.
We're bringing joy and power to the people. This is WURD Radio, 900 AM and 96.1 FM, WURD, Philadelphia, celebrating 20 years of progressive Black talk media. Streaming online at wordradio.com and the WURD Radio app.
Let me tell you something, and don't you ever forget it. Success is nothing without someone you love to share it with.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello there, family. Welcome back. Welcome to the top of the second hour of Love and Life right here on WURD with yours truly, Carol Riddick. OMG, that was a great first hour, wasn't it? Such an interesting conversation we just had. And when I tell you I had to laugh at myself because y'all almost caught me again. I was on the website looking at the tours and whatnot, just looking at stuff. Had no business, was not paying attention to the time. I'm getting carried away these days. What is happening? But in any event, here we are in the second hour. And I have to share some things with you all before I introduce you to our exciting guest in this hour. First thing that I want to share with you is about the harvest. WURD Radio is sharing a harvest for the world. Now through December 31st, visit wordradio.com to find information on upcoming give back events in the Philadelphia area. If your organization is hosting free clothing giveaways, food drives, free workshops, community dinners, and more, please share the details using the form on our website. Visit wordradio.com/the harvest and look for the harvest banner. It is harvest time, family, and we are sharing information on those giving back to the community. The harvest is brought to you by Comcast, Pico, Keystone First, and the United Way. We are WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. And I'm going to remind you once again, family, that we need your support. We need the support of our community, that is. Our Forward and Up campaign has an unprecedented goal for WURD Radio to recruit 2,000 members of the Forward movement. Now, I tell y'all this, and I've been telling you this, and you know it. I believe in WURD. You know that I do. And because you are listening, I happen to believe that you do too. Okay. So if you are not a member, or you're not already a member, I should say, of the Forward movement, well, now is the time. Go to wordradio.com and click on membership. It's right there at the top of the page. Help us to reach our goal of 2,000 members in our 20th year of Black Talk Media. And the last thing that I want to share with you before we move forward is something that I shared earlier. We have a ticket giveaway. Okay, we have a ticket giveaway, and I want you to have these tickets. The Lantern Theater presents the play titled Crumbs from the Table of Joy on Friday, November 10th at 8 p.m., playing at St. Stephen's Theater, located at 923 Ludlow Street in Center City. Crumbs from the Table of Joy follows the Crumb family and their two daughters who are on the cusp of adulthood and are chafing at their father's religious strictures. Their big dreams for the future are encouraged by their lively and fearless Aunt Lily. Written by two-time Pulitzer Prize winner Lynn Nottage, this play gently reveals the funny and touching struggles of a family trying to make a fresh start in a strange world full of temptations and surprises. So, family, we are giving away a pair of tickets to the first caller. If you dial 215-634-8065. But you cannot win if you've won a prize from us in the past 30 days. Proof of vaccination is no longer required, and masking is optional, but both are strongly recommended. So, family, that's the Lantern Theater's Crumbs from the Table of Joy on Friday, November 10th at 8 p.m. at St. Stephen's Theater, located at 923 Ludlow Street. So before we move forward, I do want to acknowledge some of our family members who checked in the interim. Tony Brown. Hey there, Tony. I'm so happy to have you join us. And Michelle White, I will get that sentiment to Chrissy. I will make sure she knows. I will make sure she knows you're sending her some love. And Eric shares that he loves the concept of this type of tour that allows people to embrace the good, the bad, and the indifferent. It doesn't seem all commercial, but real. Yeah, I mean, really, seriously. It's like I said to her, here I was, in our city, so many jewels, and some of which I'm completely unaware. I would love to do that. Miss Julie shares, I enjoyed the tour North segue. I've signed up. Interested in knowing more about places never known. Good evening, everyone. I love that. Me too, Miss Julie. We might be on the same tour because after the show, I'm going to finish and sign up for one myself. But I have another interesting guest that I want you to meet. She's another phenomenal woman. Her name is Tiffany Gibson, and she is the founder and chief transformation officer of New Nurse Academy, founded in 2018, which is a nursing professional development and education consultancy, providing innovative and evidence-based solutions for nursing schools and healthcare-related organizations. Family, I invite you to the conversation with Tiffany Gibson. Hello there, beautiful.
Hello there. How are you?
I will not complain. I won't do it. Thank you. Thank you for coming to join us, to talk with us and share with us.
Yes, I'm excited to be here and have this conversation with you.
Good. So we okay, here at Love and Life, we talk about everything, but especially and particularly, we are constantly having conversations about our physical health, our mental health and well-being. So I'm anxious to hear because it sounds like, and I want to have a better understanding too, because it sounds to me like you are helping those who help us.
Yes,
Basically.
yes. I am the nurse's nurse. Yes.
Wow. I know they need it. I know they need it. Listen, I know they do.
Yes.
Wow. Tiffany. Okay, first, before we jump into, tell us, please, about you, from where you come, all of that good stuff.
I am a transplant to Philadelphia. So just listening to Chrissy talk about you go to another city and they don't want you there. Thank you, Philadelphia, for embracing me. I was born and raised in the Bronx, and I came to Philly because I went to Temple University for undergrad and never moved back to New York. So I've been here for a long time, since 2001 is when I started my my Temple years. And so
TU?
TU.
I went to Temple. Yeah, I went to Temple TU.
Hey, Howell. Yes. So, and so I stayed. I planted myself. I grew roots, and I started my career in nursing. I have a public health degree from Temple. I have a nursing degree from Drexel, and I started working at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia immediately afterwards. And so this is where my network is. This is where my sorority is. My chapter. And so at this point, doesn't make sense to go back to New York. I'm here now.
Mm-hmm. You sound like Malcolm. Malcolm said he's a Philly Yorker. I think that's what Malcolm, was that what you said? Was that what you called it? A Philly Yorker? I want to get it right.
I'm a Philly Yorker. I've never heard of that before. Yeah. Yes.
He said, and I want to make sure I got it right. So correct me, Malcolm. I know you will, but I'm asking you to do so. Correct me if I got it wrong. But I believe he said he too is a Philly Yorker. He said, yes, that's exactly what he said. He's a Philly Yorker.
Yes. Yep. So I've been here and started my family, started my business. But in my career development as a nurse, there was just certain things that I noticed the more I advanced in nursing and the more that I was exposed to and I saw. And I realized that one, at the time I started my business, I was a single mom, that I needed more income. So what was a way that I can utilize what I already have to create more income? And so being a clinical instructor for nursing students was an easy fix. And in doing so, I realized, well, if these students locally at Temple, LaSalle, Villanova, Drexel, if they need my help, I'm sure students in other states need my help too. And so
Sure.
that's what birthed the business, New Nurse Academy. But now I don't focus on new nurses at all. I focus on the new mindset of nurses across the board and helping nurses just to realize like there's just so much more to nursing than what's in front of them. And my goal is to help them become whole and authentic so that they can show up as their best selves.
Oh my goodness. I cannot imagine. I cannot imagine. I mean, you know, working in healthcare, there's a lot. There's a
Yes.
lot. You all carry a lot on your shoulders. So I cannot imagine. And I mean, it makes perfect sense to me that a healthcare worker would need the help of someone to help them decompress, to help
Yeah.
them find a place of comfort within themselves. Because I'm
Mhm.
sure you have to do that in order to be able to move forward and to continue doing what it is you do, and without detachment, without emotional detachment and sensitivity, without the, you know, oh my goodness, Tiffany. Well, kudos to you and thank you to you. So I'm curious to know, oh, like, what are some of the principles that are taught at the New Nurse Academy? Like, what?
Absolutely. I am all about helping nurses find their authentic selves, living
Mm,
life to the fullest by identifying their core desires and teaching them emotional intelligence.
see,
Mhm.
emotional intelligence.
Yes.
Wow. So do you have now listen, because I will tell you, I'm listening to this and I'm sick. So I was a caretaker, a caregiver to both my parents, but some other family members in the past. So I've had experiences with a lot of healthcare professionals, and some had oh my goodness, the absolute best bedside manner, but some did not.
I can imagine.
Some did not.
I can imagine. Absolutely. And a lot of that is for various reasons. Sometimes I think people do not slow their brains down to recognize how they're coming across to others. There's
Mhm, mhm.
multiple things going on in their heads. They're thinking about a lot of things. I like to call it having multiple tabs open. You go to your laptop, you go to your computer, and you have different pages. So the top toolbar has all these tabs. Sometimes our brains are like that too. What's for dinner? What's tomorrow? Who do I have to pick up? I got to run to Target. Like there's so many things going on that you don't realize how you come across to people, right? So
Sure.
that's one aspect. The other aspect too is sometimes people are just unhappy with themselves and or unhappy with life and or unhappy
Mhm.
with their job. And so they don't have any consideration and kindness, and that's how they come across also. They are
Mhm.
fully aware of how they are perceived, and
Sure.
they just don't care. So unfortunately, because healthcare is such a high demand people service, that you see both ends of the coin, right? You see the entire spectrum where people enjoy what they do and they
Mhm.
find purpose in helping others. And then there are others who they have so much going on with themselves that they don't have enough to pour into anybody else. And it shows.
Mm. Mm. I kept I just kept it in prayer, quite honestly, because you know, I was
Yeah.
there for my family member and I said, I can't fight this right now. I'm just gonna,
Yeah.
have to deal with it. But
Yeah.
I'm interested in, as I'm listening to you talk about this and we're talking about our healthcare workers, like I'm thinking of the height of the pandemic.
Mhm.
How did you manage? Because I mean, that was something with which none of us had ever, dealt with or experienced. Was it necessary to change or adjust your practice in any way, as it was something new to everyone, or how did you yourself? How were you
Yeah.
able to show up for someone else? How, like, I know that's a
Absolutely.
loaded question, but
No, it's a great question and it's multi-tiered. So one, my business is now fully digital, virtual. It's online. It's based online. I do speaking engagements and workshops and trainings in person, but of course, when the pandemic happened, I was able to pivot and show up
Mhm.
via Zoom, StreamYard, however. So that was one way. But also during the pandemic, I was still working at Abington Hospital as a nurse. I
Oh,
was not taking care of patients directly. I was a nurse educator, but I had to learn all of the new guidelines and policies and everything regarding COVID because I had to teach that to the nurses and make sure that they were adhering to all the guidelines and making sure that they were safe. And everything was moving so fast, especially in the
right.
beginning. We would have one rule at noon, and by 5 p.m., we switched to something else, and we were reusing masks. We were not reusing masks. We were gowning. We were gloving. We weren't. Everything changed so fast, and so I had to learn to adapt really quickly and be
Sure.
flexible and be fluid. But then also
Mhm.
personally, at the time of the pandemic, my daughter, my oldest daughter, was still very young. She was in pre-K, and we had
Oh,
no clue what this pandemic was. And as a nurse, physically walking into the hospital where these patients are, I sent
right.
her to live with my parents, her grandparents in New York. So she was away from me for 5 months. 5 months. And
Oh my
hard.
goodness.
That was hard, as a single mom. So I'm home, I'm coming, I'm coming home and I'm by myself. And I did
Sure.
that for her safety because I didn't know what I would be exposed to. And at the time, people were dying so quickly, and getting very, very sick. And so I pivoted a lot to
Mm,
one, make sure that I was available for the nurses who needed the education. Two, make sure that for myself that I wasn't getting depressed with all the death and dying that was happening around me in the hospital. And then
right.
three, as a mom, just having to parent and take care of my child long distance and put it in the hands of my wonderful parents. I appreciate them for taking her in. Hmm.
God bless them. God bless you as well. That was what made me ask because I'm thinking you're talking about, rules, regulations, and everything changing so quickly. But I'm thinking here you are
Hmm.
trying to show up for someone else in the field as well as for us, for the patients that would come in, and sharing that you were a single mom at the time, and she was a baby.
Hmm.
So that's hard too. That's hard because again, this was something that the world had, we had not experienced, not in our lifetime. We had not experienced this. So, wow, I cannot imagine what that was like having your baby be so far away.
Yeah.
So what I want to do right now is acknowledge our family members are talking and they have questions and I want to share them. Malcolm shares, oh, okay, now my cousin is in the chat. Well, hello, cousin. Hello, cousin. Hello, cousin. And Harry asks, are you from the Caribbean? Are you from the
I
Caribbean island?
yeah, both my parents, my mom and dad, are both Jamaican. I'm first generation American born, but very much have Jamaican heritage all up and through me. So yes, I am from the West Indian diaspora. Absolutely.
We'll
Mhm.
see that Harry called it. He called it. And Raphael is joining us. He's sending a hello. And Malcolm shares he was fortunate to have great nurses care
Mm.
for him when he was dealing with his illness. And Heather shares she's in this right now. She's dealing with this right now. So, Eric's question for you is, have you seen an increase of male nurses as well as female nurses? And is there pre counseling for preparation of nursing?
I love that you asked if there's pre-counseling for prep for nursing because that's something that should happen.
Mhm.
I currently work in primary care. I'm not in the inpatient hospital setting, and I work in pediatrics, and so that's a whole different world. However, I
Mhm.
don't think that people understand how heavy and important the role of a nurse is. I don't think people understand. We do more than just take orders from the doctor. We
Mm.
literally are the eyes, ears, and mouthpiece of the patient, and also translating that to the provider who comes in at the beginning of the day, maybe the end of the day. The nurse is always with the patients all the time. And so the critical thinking that we have to deal with, the other aspects of taking care of patients, not just the physical task of giving medication, starting IVs and things like that,
Right,
the
right.
emotional impact of taking care of patients, their family members, who sometimes they're not nice either.
Right, right.
Um, the expectations that we are at people's beck and call, I like to say I'm not your nurse. I am a nurse that is taking care of you this shifts, because even just the phrase "I am your nurse" there's a little possessiveness or onus to it. So as soon as I hit this call bell, you better be here, and that's not how that works. And so I think before people get into the industry, that they should have some great understanding of what it takes. But then also, are they psychosocially ready for what being entails? And so I love that question about pre-counseling. To answer the question about an increase in male nurses, there has been a little bit of an increase, a little bit. You'll usually find men who are nurses in some of the critical areas, like the emergency room, critical care, and psych. And when people do surveys, it's because of the adrenaline rush of the ER. You have no clue what's coming in, right? It is a lot of the technicality and the machinery and the autonomy that occurs in the ER, and especially the ICU. The OR too is another one in psych. And also the money, let's be real. In those areas, the money is a little bit is definitely a little bit more than other areas. And there's a lot of effort to increase recruitment for male nurses.
Okay. Thank you for your responses to those questions. Family, if you've just joined us, you're tuned in to Love and Life right here on WURD. We are talking with Tiffany Gibson, and the conversation will continue after this commercial break. So stay with us because we're coming right back.
Words of empowerment.
The one and only Saj Purple Blackwell, aka Purple Queen. My advice for all people, especially young people, is agape, love, to love humankind, to love God, to love through God. And if you love, that love will spread. And then people will start reciprocating that love, and then they'll start giving love. And that wave of love will transform the world. Agape.
This is Words of Joy and Empowerment on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. Audio provided by Love Now Media. These Words of Joy and Empowerment are brought to you by Keystone First and United Healthcare.
King C. Gillette knows you're dedicated to your barbershop routine, but how do you maintain the beard hair you already have? The King C. Gillette Beard Thickener helps to reduce patchiness and strengthens hair's resilience to breakage. Apply the King C. Gillette Beard Thickener daily to see a thicker and fuller beard in just 14 days. It's highly scented with King C. Gillette's signature scent. Just trim, wash, and soften. With King C. Gillette.
Universal Circus opens Friday, November 10th. With flying motorcycles, wire walkers, and the never-before-seen 18-person Chinese trapeze. Universal opens Friday, November 10th at Fairmont Park. Go to universalcircus.com.
No young person should ever have to worry about having a safe place to sleep at night, or a warm meal to eat, or whether anyone cares about them.
But the reality is, 1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
But the good news is there's an organization making a big difference. Covenant House.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis and giving them the support and the tools they need to succeed in life.
I have no words to express how Covenant House changed my life. They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding.
When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, and love, most of all love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges, and their lives are transformed.
Covenant House is changing the lives of young people in cities across America.
To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today. Thank you for caring.
This November, WURD honors those who served in the United States Armed Forces. Today, we acknowledge the first Black Chief of U.S. Army Nurses Corps, who became the first African-American female general in 1979. Born October 10, 1927, this native of Westchester, PA, enlisted in the Army in 1955, served in Japan, trained surgical nurses en route to Vietnam, and served as the director of the Walter Reed Army Institute of Nursing. WURD acknowledges Brigadier General Hazel Johnson Brown. This Veterans Day vignette was brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery. The Pennsylvania Lottery benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
Well, hello there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD. We are talking with Tiffany Gibson. And before the break, Eric had asked a question that Tiffany answered. And Eric shared that he knows quite a few nurses and the burden they carry. That was exactly why he asked. What I want to do is take a moment to go to our phone lines. Before I do, I want to let you know that Eric Gray from Northeast, is our ticket winner. Yay. But one of our family members has been waiting to join the conversation. So hello there, and thank you for calling.
Hello, Cal. Hello, ma'am. I
Hey,
want to talk about peace be still. And yesterday, ma'am, in Philadelphia, we elected our first black mayor. And we was in an environment where the union allowed me to speak to a lot of people, and that I did. And when I got there where we were going to speak at, I mind the business people down there that we are Cal Riddick, sung in that building. This peace music. And I don't know what a person is going through. Here's my point. I'm not being melodramatic. And I'm quite sure the songs that she sings in that space there at South. And I was saying to the people, I've been telling them that when Cal sing, after you sing whatever you're going through, whether it may be sadness or in love or something like that, I say after she sings and have her hands reaching out. Singers do that. And that after she sings her song, that be saying, help is on the way. Help is on the way. And because of it yesterday, they created a oar where I had a chance, not bragging as a drum major, to speak to a lot of people in the city of Philadelphia. When I got in last night, I cleansed myself, did my mental prayer. I did my, going back and taking inventory of my life, that causing me to cry, to be blessed, to be in the environment. When I called this station, people like Mr. Nick and Cal and all the hostess and people on this station, each of them bring their own identity. But it all comes down to one thing, to do something and to make people feel good. That's the hospital of caring. This is what this station brings. And it's like you do mental work. I was in the hospital one time. I was in the hospital with my mother, and this lady had a problem. And she wouldn't speak, but she would always cry, but she would cry with no sound. So I walked up to the door and I said to her, I said, Mother, could you sing me a song? And she didn't say anything. And I made it all sound like a sound like. And so Mother, she opened her mouth. She said, if I sing your song, you're not going to bother me, not from anything. Guess what this woman sung to me? I need thee, Lord, every minute, every hour. The medical doctors are saying to people, ma'am, they're saying to people, where is your faith? Where is your faith? I have done everything the medical have done with with people with medical conditions. And that's so important, the mental attitude, caring. It's just like our station, we care for one another on our station, man. The Almighty God, He have never sent a spook. He always sent people like you, Cal, Nick, and all the rest of the people on this show to be uplifting. And so we're going to be celebrating, man, on this Friday, thanking for the friendship we have established. Each one of us that is a part of WURD have an investment in this station because we care for people. And the writer was absolutely right, man. I mean, you probably said in the hospital. And this is these words. People and persons that care for people, They are the luckiest people in the world. My cup running over. And this city going to go into a different direction with the new mayor that we have. The past is the past, never to be forgotten. And it's where we're moving at now. Thank you, everyone, for creating that environment down there yesterday with all people. And I got a chance to sing a little song. And guess what song I sung in your name, Cal? With the different colors that was there. This song, I see rainbow colors, red, white, and blue, and black. And I say to myself, what a wonderful God. What a wonderful world. Be blessed. Continue to look on the bright side of life. Thank you, man. Thank you for the work you do. But I know the physical touching you do based on what the people have happened with them. But when you're kind to someone, man, you never know what someone is going through. People probably always say, well, yes. So that I just wanted to say that because people that's kind to me, this is what make my cup run over. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, Ron. Ron has no idea what he means to me, but he has absolutely no idea what he means to love and life and to our family members. Ron always calls and he shares positivity and he's very transparent, and I so appreciate him. And I want you to know that, Ron, I so appreciate you, and as do the rest of our family members. But I did share with our family members yesterday that he had gone to speak. And he had spoken with who is now newly elected mayor, Sherelle Parker. But I just want him to know that we do see him. And he said, I'm not calling to toot my own horn. Well, it's okay if you do, because I tell everybody we should all be celebrated and absolutely spoiled rotten. Do you hear me? So we're going to celebrate you, and we're going to celebrate anybody else who is doing something positive and for the good of everybody else. So, Ron, we are celebrating you, and we will continue to celebrate you as we are celebrating our guests that come on the show as well, because I'm telling you, we have so much. Everybody's fighting through so much. Everybody's grappling with something. Everybody has something with which we are dealing. So it feels good to me to be able to share something good, something positive. And if I can contribute in any way to anybody's spirit in a positive way, to their mental, their physical, their spiritual, emotional health in a positive way, then I'm all for it. Let's do it. That's what I say. Let's do it. Let's do it. So thank you, Ron. As always, look at you. You know I'm one big teardrop, Ron. You got me in here. Got me in here. I can't get my glasses all messed up. Heavens to Murgatroyd. I want to take a moment to go back to our socials to share some of the comments that our family members are making. Malcolm shares that he understands the stress of being a caretaker. Yes, it is very hard. Yes. His mother, his grandmother, and his uncle. God bless you, Malcolm. Kudos to you and family members, to all of you who has ever done so and who will do so in the future. Be a caregiver, because it is love. It is love, and it is hard, but it's so worth it. I always tell people I have a happy inside my hurt. That's how I say it. I have a happy inside my hurt. I do want to share that Michelle is joining us. Hi there, beautiful. Harry shares that he could tell in your voice from where you come. That's what he says. And Eric shares, oh, Ron, I'm still crying. Heavens to Murgatroyd. Eric shares he knows quite a few nurses. So that was why he asked. And Willie shares that a lot of nurses are traveling now instead of going on staff because they can make their own schedules and hours. Oh my goodness. What I want to do right now is take another moment to go back to our phone lines. Another one of our family members is calling in. And family, be aware that we still do have one pair of tickets left, and they can be yours if you call us. Right now, though, we're going to talk with our family member who is joining us. Hello, and thank you so much for calling.
Hi, Miss Carol. This is Rick from Germany.
Rick, twice in 1 week. Oh, you made me so happy. Hi, Rick.
I spend my vote, my call, with you because you have the best guests.
Thank you.
I would like to ask Miss Gibson how the pandemic changed the hospital system, not only there in Philadelphia, but up and down the East Coast and around the country.
That's a great question. Thank you so much for asking, Rick. So immediately, some of the things that come to mind is the hospital, how they deliver care has changed, where telemedicine has always been around, but when the pandemic occurred, the use of telemedicine has increased and it has spilled over into other areas. And so it's easy for you now to have an appointment or a session with a provider without having to come in. That happened because of the pandemic and making sure that people were safe distance and not having people congregate as needed. Providers, doctors, nurse practitioners were working remotely, but still had to take care of their patients. And so the increased use of telehealth has boomed, right? So that's one. The other thing too is the use of self point of care testing. And so with the COVID test, people were swabbing themselves. In the beginning, we had to go to places for the test. Remember, everyone's were in these long car lines and you had to go to specific spots, and healthcare organizations had tents up and you had to do it that way, going to your local drugstore, CVS, Rite Aid. But now you can swab yourself and get your results in a couple of minutes. That is called point of care, right? And there's been an increase now in different types of point of care because they realize that give people instructions, give them some pictures, and they can do it themselves. And so there's now increased point of care testing for STDs, STIs. There's different types of COVID tests and different things that you can do from home, and you can send in to the lab for processing, but you don't have to come into the office to get it done. And so those are the two things that I can think of immediately that has increased since the pandemic occurred.
Vic, did that answer your question? We may have lost Rick. Thank you so much for your response to that question. I do want to share that Joanne, hi there, Joanne Kemp, that is, she shared that she worked with a lot of good male nurses in psych. Rick, I hope you were able to hear the response to the question, and I'm so happy to hear from you. Harry shares a congratulations on the tickets to Eric, who won the first pair of tickets. Family, remember, we do have one pair of tickets left, and Aaron Dixon is joining us. Aaron, oh, I owe you a phone call. I'm going to call you. But he shares a good evening and much love. Oh, thank you for checking in. Thank you so much for checking in. And Miss Julie, hi there, Miss Julie. Miss Julie always keeps me up on everything, Tiffany. She gives me all the info. But she shares, Malcolm, kudos to you, applauding and including you with the 2.3 million Black men who are primary caretakers, whether it's a spouse, parent, or relative or friend. And she includes an article that we can all look at. See what I mean? I love Miss Julie. Joey is checking in. Hi there, Joey Dixon. He's sending peace and love to everybody. He's sending jazz to you as well. And Harry shares, where's Friendly Fred? I know. Where is Friendly Fred? We haven't heard from our Friendly Fred tonight. We're missing you, Friendly Fred. Just know. And here's Miss Julie. She shares, Tiffany describes herself as a disruptor, an agitator, and educator in the world of nursing. I love it. Okay. That means she has a cape, y'all. That's what that means. You can check her out on her Facebook page. Miss Julie supplies it. Network clinical instructor for nursing students. I love that.
Thank you.
Listen, I told you I can't do without my Miss Julie. Our family members are on it.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't do without our family members. And I tell y'all every night, don't I? I tell you how much I love you. I want to know. Now we're about to go to another commercial break, but I'm going to ask this question before we go to break. But I'm curious to know if you could explain to us what it means to be an emotionally intelligent nurse, and how exactly can that knowledge or that skill set affect how a nurse treats his or her patients? I'm putting the question out there, but we're going to take a short commercial break. I probably should have just waited, but I figured I would give you a moment to think on it, let it marinate. Family, stay with us though, because we're coming right back. But know that the phone lines are still open, and feel free to continue to comment on our socials. If you do want that one pair of tickets that we still have, you still have time to acquire them if you call 215-634-8065. It can be yours. But whatever you do, though, stay with us because we are coming right back.
Here's what you missed on Wake Up with Word.
I just read a post this morning talking about one of the mayoral candidates and how much he had done for the Black community. And I just had to laugh because I worked in city council and I know how city council works. You can't pass anything without 9 votes. So, acting like somebody who was in the minority party got all of this stuff done when he needed 8 other people plus the mayor to support what did he do? But you can tell that to people who don't know how government actually works. You can tell that to them. Oh, he did all this stuff for Black people. All right, what? And I try to make sure that our folk understand how this thing actually works and that there is nobody that's in there just dictating stuff, because we don't have kings. We don't have queens. We don't have monarchy. We have a democracy with checks and balances where you actually need support from other people in order to get stuff done.
Tune in to Wake Up with Word with Solomon Jones every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on WURD. Progressive Black Talk Media.
As we age, so does our brain. Some changes in our thinking, like taking longer to recall information, word finding, and greater difficulty with multitasking, are normal parts of aging. But not all changes with thinking and memory as we get older are normal. For example, vocabulary, greater understanding of meaning of words, and reading often remain unchanged or improve as we age. These kinds of changes as we age could be indicators of mild cognitive impairment, dementia, or Alzheimer's disease. At the Penn Memory Center, we often say, what's good for your heart is good for your brain. Research has shown that engaging in a healthy lifestyle can maintain and even improve brain health. Physical exercise, a heart-healthy diet, limiting alcohol intake, getting good sleep, mood management, and staying socially and mentally active can all optimize brain health. Interested in learning more about healthy brain aging? Check out our education and support resources for healthy brain aging at pennmemorycenter.org. At Penn Medicine, our mission is to improve the health of people we serve.
Start your mornings off right with Word. Tune in to Wake Up with Word, hosted by award-winning journalist Solomon Jones, every weekday morning from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. This morning show is filled with news, entertainment, dialogue, debates, and hot topics. Tune in to Wake Up with Word, hosted by Solomon Jones, every weekday morning from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
On November 8th and 9th, First State African American Farmer Association is hosting their very first annual Black Farmers Conference at Delaware State University. This conference will be filled with fun activities and excellent speakers. Register at blackfarmersconference.com.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
Hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life right here on WURD. We're talking with Tiffany Gibson. And before the break, I asked a question about what it means to be an emotionally intelligent nurse. And I was asking if you could tell us how exactly that skill set and that knowledge can affect how a nurse treats his or her patients.
Absolutely. So, emotional intelligence, very, very simply defined, is the ability for you to control your emotions so that you can help people manage theirs. Very, very easily defined, right? And it's a skill that should be used in all aspects of life. I personally use it as a parent. I have a 9-year-old and a 1-year-old right now, and they test my patients every moment. And so me managing myself so I can manage them is me using emotional intelligence, but specifically as it relates to nursing, because everything that we do as nurses interfaces and interacts with someone else, whether it is direct patient care at the bedside, whether it's remote, whether it's over the phone. There's someone else, there's a person on the other end of that interaction and engagement. And so we have to be able to manage, be aware of, and manage our emotions so that we can provide the best care, the best unbiased care that is also rooted in empathy to the other person. So what does that look like? Now, I should be able to, in all of my Blackness, take care of someone who comes in and says that they are a part of the Ku Klux Klan. Because my personal feelings and thoughts about someone who is a member of the KKK should not interfere with my professional job of providing equitable, compassionate care. And if it does, emotional intelligence says, well, you don't have the capacity to go ahead and do this in a non-judgmental way, tap out. Call somebody else and have somebody else do it, because you're not going to be able to be compassionate and equitable and kind to this person. That is where emotional intelligence comes in for nursing specifically. It also helps with being insightful and introspective. It helps nurses ask for feedback. And so if a patient says, I don't like the way you do that, or that hurts, that I don't take offense to that. I appreciate the feedback so much. Thank you. Please tell me how you can appreciate this being done. Emotional intelligence helps nurses to be accountable for their actions. You'll be surprised how many medical errors occur. Right? You'll be surprised. And it's public knowledge, right? Happens often. And sometimes these medical errors can lead to death. And sometimes these medical errors, no one knows but you. No one knows that there was a penalty but you. Having emotional intelligence is also having the integrity to be accountable, to speak up, even though no one told you, but to say, hey, I gave Advil and I was supposed to give Tylenol. Or, I totally forgot to give the medicine. I forgot. I was busy. I didn't do it. And so that's how emotional intelligence can help as well. But most importantly, it's just really about having self-control, impulse control, managing your face.
Oh, you sound like my cousin. He says, fix your face all the time.
Managing your face. Because let me tell you, Carol, I was a little bit happy when we were wearing masks all the time, because I was because
woo,
now you couldn't see me. But emotional intelligence is also realizing, like, you have to be able to read the room, but then also realize how you're coming across. Yes.
Right. I'm still working on that part. I'm still working. I'm a work in progress. Okay. I'd like to believe I'm progressing. How about that? But I'm definitely a work. I'm definitely a work.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that means a lot. It definitely does mean a lot. And wow. The thought that I'm having is that you say, so when did the new Nurse Academy begin?
2018.
18. So I'm thinking prior to 2018, the lack of accountability that there was. Now we know that you didn't solve. I'm not considering you the oracle, so so don't think I'm saying like, I'm so good, but I am so glad that you are holding individuals accountable, and you're asking them to do so with themselves.
Yeah.
And it's helping those that are working with them, those that are coming after them. So, like, what kind of courses or material do the students, the clients have? What kind of learning tools do they have?
Absolutely. And so I offer my services in 3 different ways: community, coaching,
Okay.
and consulting. So with community, it is an ongoing community. I like to call it an energetic container where nurses along the spectrum subscribe to the community. And
Okay.
every other week, we have group coaching calls where we check in. There are specific topics that we discuss, and we talk about how emotional intelligence can be used to solve these specific problems. But then also we have a Slack group where we're always chatting about all aspects of life. One of the things that is really important for me to stress to people who are nurses is that being a nurse is not your identity, right? So it's not Tiff the nurse, it's Tiffany, who happens to do all these other things, and nursing is a part of that too. My identity is not just a nurse, and I hear that often, and I cringe every time people say that I'm just the nurse. First of all, that's a lot, because if nursing was easy, a lot of people would do it, and it's not. Just passing nursing school is a feat within itself. So helping people understand that you are whole and you are a person, and then nursing is just something that you do. I don't believe in work-life balance. I believe in harmony. I don't believe that you can have 2 things 50-50 equal at the same time all the time, which is balance. I believe there's harmony, and then there's prioritization. Sometimes this is priority, sometimes this is. And so in the community, I have these ongoing life lessons that intersects into them being a nurse, but it's not centered on them being a nurse. So that's one.
Sure.
And then 2, I do professional development for schools and for healthcare organizations, where I provide trainings, workshops, speaking engagements to help everyone, medical assistants, CNAs, nurses, anyone who's in the fields, and anyone who's open to understand how to just do their jobs a little bit differently using emotional intelligence. So those can be a quick speaking engagement, or it can be a full day course with different activities and things of that nature. And then lastly, I do teach a course once a year, starting in January, and it's 3 months long, so January to March, with helping nurses become more emotionally intelligent. And that is an intensive course where every week there is a module or an assignment. It's hybrid, so we meet in person, and we meet online, and then there's self-paced work as well. And at the end of it, they get some continuing education credits that it goes towards their license for renewal, and not hopefully, because I have receipts, they come out intelligent nurse.
So she said, wait a minute, wait. Let me go back. Oh my goodness. Tiff, I do want to share with you that Michelle is in agreement with us that managing your face, it can be difficult. It can. And Eric, see that? Eric, I did not know that was you. Congrats on the ticket. Congratulations on winning the tickets. And I want to hear all about it. I do. Tiffany, I just want to say thank you so much for coming to share spend some time with us, for sharing your time, your energy, your attention, your knowledge, and your spirit with us. Thank you, because I have so enjoyed our conversation, as have our family members. And I do hope that you will come back to visit with us.
Absolutely.
Good. And you know what? From the entire Love and Life family, we're sending you some extra love and hugs too, because the field in which you work, and so you can share some with your clients and students.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate this conversation. I've been smiling ever since I started, so my cheeks hurt a little bit. But I needed this high vibrational conversation. So thank you so much.
I'm so glad to hear that. Good, good, good. So, family, you heard it. Tiffany says she will come back to visit with us. Tiff, feel all the love and hugs that we are sending to you. And we cannot wait until your return. Family is sending you peace. Joey's sending you peace. And Malcolm and everybody is sending you all this love as we do here at Love and Life. So, Tiff, we will see you the next time when you come back to visit with us. And it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure and privilege.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Have a great evening.
Thank you. You too. Family, family, family. Oh, OMG, OMG, OMG. Whew, what a night. Ron has had me in here crying and oh, y'all know I'm one big teardrop. Y'all know I am. But family, praise God from whom all blessings flow. Do you hear me? We've just had some great, wonderful, phenomenal guests, phenomenal women tonight. Tiffany Gibson, Chrissy Watts. They're just phenomenal. And I thank them both for sharing their time, their energy, their attention, their love, their spirit with us. Just wonderful. Family, I'm thanking the entire WURD family, and that includes you. That includes you because you know you're all family to me. I love you, but God loves you so much more. I need you to know that. I'm sending a special thank you to Nick Steptoe and Niall Jax as well. Yes, I am. And family, you know what I'm going to say? We are all in this together. So be good to you, but be good to those around you. For my family whose hearts are heavy, just know I'm sending you more love and more hugs to take with you for the rest of the evening. Family, have a great rest of your night. And be sure to join me Monday through Thursday, 7 till 9 p.m. Eastern Time for another edition of Love and Life right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. Have a good night, family. Have a great night. Thank you.